very orange in here right now, I was just saying. I'm not sure why it's so orange. I'm not that orange. I also, there we go. I'm not that orange, but maybe today I am. It's Orange Wednesday. And the orange man in the White House is in some hot water for his, we'll go ahead and say alleged, just for legal purposes, ties to Jeffrey Epstein. So we'll see what happens here, but it seems like maybe the pressure is finally picking up. That's how we like to start the show, talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Congrats, we're here. It's Wednesday. Jeffrey Epstein talk brought to you by Spindrift Sparkling Water. Okay, so I don't have much to do today, and I don't have much to say today. I am pretty tired. What I was going to do was start the show with a little bit of gameplay, honestly, from a game called Singu Breaka, which is available on Steam. It's just a couple of bucks. It's a really neat puzzle game where you connect crosswalk signals in order to shatter them and keep the playing field clear. It's a little hard to describe, but you get your hands on it, you'll figure it out in no time. It's really neat. I was going to try to play some just because I'm tired and I'm not even sure how much energy I've got for all 4 manuals, or for 3, or for 2, or for 1. But maybe this is a good... I figured this might be a good thing to do. I would love for it to be a good thing to do, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So maybe next time I'll do that. I will not be here for the stream next week, so I will have to just figure something out for... God, the week of Thanksgiving. Holy moly. Next time we're here, it'll be the week of Thanksgiving. But anyway, let's just go ahead and read some video game manuals, because I'm feeling pretty tired. It's a busy work week, and I'm ready to just cruise on in. Cruise on in. That's what I like to say. I was trying to think if I had anything else that I was going to add. I don't. Let's just read the manuals. How about that? Manual time. We are going to start with Altered Beast. How does that sound? Do we like Altered Beast, folks? Folks, you know we love Altered Beast. So here's Altered Beast, but for the Sega Master System. Let's just read a little bit of it. Sega Master System, Altered Beast. There's some angry-looking animals on the cover. Let me take a quick look here, actually. This is what all dogs look like, right? Noodles, do you want to do your best impression? Noodles, can you say something to the people? If anybody's watching? Do you want to? Are you mad at me because I woke you up? Okay. He's about as angry as the dog on that picture. Not quite as angry, but he's trying to sleep, so I've woken him up. Let's read the manual of Altered Beast. Battle through a land of myth and danger to rescue Athena, the kidnapped daughter of Zeus. To help you, the Thunder God has granted you the power of the Altered Beast. Now, when danger threatens, you shed your human form and transform into powerful creatures with the strength to stamp out the evil that lurks around every corner. Yeah, I'm not sure the world is that dangerous a place, but I guess in these times, it was a different time. It was a different time in a different era. Loading instructions starting up. Make sure the power switch is off. Of course, that is pretty critical. Altered Beast. You once were a Roman centurion, a brave warrior who knew no fear. When you died on the battlefield with courage and honor, you thought you would know peace and rest for all eternity. But when the evil Neph, lord of the underworld, abducted the beautiful Athena, her father Zeus searched for a warrior strong and brave enough to rescue her. He chose you and brought you back from the grave. And since you would be battling creatures of supernatural power, Zeus gave you supernatural powers of your own. Within certain of the enemy creatures were magical spirit balls. That's right, the spirit is contained within the balls. If you defeat those enemies and took the spirit balls, you would gain the powers of the Altered Beast, the power to transform into creatures of awesome strength, and abilities. From man to strong man, from werewolf or to werewolf, were-dragon and were-tiger, and the ultimate, the Golden Wolfman. You now had the power to do this, like Wolfman Jack skin for ooh, you okay there? For Fortnite. The Golden Wolfman. Golden Wolfman. DevPods GG is shouting out Golden Wolfman. Can we get a Golden Wolfman in the chat? The Golden Wolfman might give me the energy I need to make it through today's episode. I don't know, werewolf, were-dragon, were-tiger. Do we just add were before? I don't know what the etymology of the were is, so please do enlighten me. If so, Golden Wolf Man, that's all that really matters. You now had the power to do what no man living or dead had ever done before. Battle the demons of the underworld and win. All right, cool. In the distance, you could hear the beautiful Athena's cries. Zeus returned you to Earth at the graveyard in which you had rested. Waiting for you were the bizarre, twisted minions of the evil Neph. You began to fight harder than you had ever had before. Because in your first life, your battle cry had been, never say die. And then everybody cheers. It's very exciting. And then unfortunately, you have to play Altered Beast on the Sega Master System, which is not a good version of the game, but that's okay. We appreciate it for what it is. It's pretty rough. On the NES Works channel over on YouTube, there's a great video about Altered Beast on the Sega Genesis and its place in time, and there's a lot of footage from the Master System version, and man, is it hard to watch the Master System part. It's pretty dire. But you do rise from your grave in it. So this is what the battle scene looks like. Looks pretty good in still shots. I will say all the Master System games look real nice in still shots. Becoming the Altered Beast, you gain the power to transform into an Altered Beast when you capture spirit balls, which reside inside of the three-headed white wolves. When you defeat one of these wolves, the spirit ball will be released into the air. Don't let it drift away. It's the first ultimate smash skill ever made. You start each round as a normal man. Don't we all? By capturing the first spirit ball, you will transform into a Superman, no relation, with rippling muscles. All right. If you capture one more spirit ball, you will undergo the fiery transformation into the Altered Beast. You got your rippling muscles. Then you have to give them all up to become an animal. I don't know, man. I'd stick with the grade 2 Superman. These illustrations are pretty good. This manual is pretty nice. I think there's a lot of good character art later on. DevPods GG. You'll return to Earth. This is round 1 werewolf. I'm a round 1 werewolf, aren't we all? You'll return to Earth in the same graveyard in which you rested for over 100 years. Gross. Here you must battle the zombies and evil spirits Neph has placed in the graveyard and castle ruins. Capture 2 spirit balls during this round and you will transform into a savage werewolf with awesome powers. Stage 2 is the were-dragon. Here you are one step closer to the underworld. You will battle your way through a dark and dank cavern filled with ravenous beasts hungry for your blood. Capturing the spirit balls here will transform you into an armor-scaled were-dragon with the power of flight. Pretty cool. Lightning sizzles from your arms. Then we got this cool guy here, the were-tiger. Tony the Tiger on the RFK Jr. diet, apparently. He's been hanging out with Liver King. In this round, you breach. I'm really worried. The were-tiger, ever since the pandemic has been so red-pilled. He didn't have to be this way. In this round, you breach the gates of Neph's underworld fortress. Could Athena be held prisoner somewhere in the vicinity? This you must discover. When you capture the spirit balls this time, be ready for a transformation into a powerful were-tiger. Andrew Elmore is here. Welcome, Andrew Elmore. Boo, 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 boo. Gold werewolf. You're just in time for gold werewolf. No, come back. It's Altered Beast, but come back. I promise. It's almost over. The inner sanctum of Neph's dangerous fortress of the undead. Here you will battle the most fearsome creatures of all, including the demon form of Neph himself. But all hope is not lost. If you capture the spirit balls, you shall transform into the most powerful altered beast of all, the Golden Werewolf. I thought it was the Golden Wolfman. Honestly, Golden Wolfman sounds cooler than Golden Werewolf, but that's what it is. But what really matters is knowing thine enemies. Now, here are some good illustrations. These are the minions of the evil Neff who will try to stop you from rescuing Athena. You got a headless horror. This zombie will punch when he gets near. Knowing what I know about age ratings and China in particular, I don't think this game was released in China. Not as is. There's too much ghosts and ghouls and skeletons. You got Slowfoot. This is the lowliest form of zombie. He'll explode at the slightest touch. That's right. He's kind of a real Minuteman of the game over here. Premature dezombification. Grave Master. 300 points. This high-ranking ghoul is a big brute with long reach. Sorry, Andrew. Andrew Elmore does not approve of my jokes today. Skinny Orcus. This winged terror falls from the sky and attacks. Any of these characters, DevPods GG says, would be a sweet tattoo or obscure Halloween costume cosplay choice. That's right. Slowfoot, Headless Horror. Slowfoot would be pretty easy. You just have to have you'd have to remove the skin from one of your feet, which should be easy enough to do. The guy without the skin around his foot reminds me of, I took Latin in high school, and one of the things that I remember, aside from Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in Latin, which is Mica Mica Parva Stella Mira Quaenam Sistam Bella Splendens Emi Nusin Ilo Alba Welud Gemma Kylo Mica Mica Parva Stella Mira Quaenam Sistam Bella. That's what I remember from high school. Is there was a Roman torture. It was framed to me as a Roman torture. I don't know if it was just Roman or what. But basically, they would soak your foot in, content warning, I guess, torture. But the torture already started because we were reading the beginning of Altered Beast. But what they would do is they would soak your foot in like warm salt water to soften up the skin, and then have goats lick the skin off your foot, which to me sounds like the scariest and worst thing in the world. Anyway, that just reminds me of Slowfoot. So anyway, I'm not sure why I went on that tangent. But I think this is a lightly attended episode, so we can say whatever we want to today. We can say anything. We can even say the F word. I'm not going to, but we could. 3-headed wolves, 1,000 points. These spooky hounds attack in packs. Among them are albinos, which contain the spirit balls you need to change into the altered beast. You just got to take those albino balls and take them for your own. It says 3-headed wolves, but these have 2 heads. Yeah, these have 2 heads. So I'm not sure what's happening there. Is this guy a 3-headed wolf? 3-headed wolf? He's so mad at me because I keep picking him up. That's true. That's true, Andrew Elmore. There's just 2 heads that we can see. The third one is sort of tucked down below. Noodles is here. Noodles is not happy with my hosting for today, but that's okay. We got Agar. He attacks by cutting off his head and throwing it. Seems self-defeating to me. Unlimited heads grow back really fast for added ammunition. Okay. He knows himself. I guess that's the thing. He knows his limits, and that's why he can do that. We got Round Leech. I thought his name was Round Teeth. I don't like this eye guy. In a second, there's an eye guy. So if you have the thing that you're afraid of eyes, like seeing a lot of eyes, just, you don't have to do this. Oh, you know what? The chat is hidden. Hold on. The chat is hidden, and I can't have that. I have to order it. Bring to top. There we go. The eye guy, I think the eye guy is cool, but the eye guy is like gross to me. So we got Round Leech. He's 300 points. If this toothy fellow puts the bite on you, your power will be sucked away. All these manuals, when they introduce characters, it's like they're in the dating game or something. If this toothy fellow puts the bite on you, your power will be sucked away. It's like a cool intro to this guy. So anyway, that's Round Leech. You got Chicken Stinger. Chicken Stinger. This beast attacks by stinging you with its needle-sharp, poisonous tail. Chicken Stinger. Yeah, it does look like they cast the golden axe mount for this role. Is the golden axe mount also a chicken? You got Rattletail. Similar to a Chinese dragon, this monster attacks from above and below. Look for the rattles. I'm not worried so much about the rattles as I am the rest of the animal, but that's okay. I also like if I'm supposed to know, do Chinese dragons attack from above and below? I'm not really sure. Um, Andrew Elmore is saying some not kind things about Altered Beast. Octies. Boss, this foul fern blows out its poisonous spores the shape of eyeballs. If one of these touches you, you're dead. Yeah, Cave Needle. Cave Needle with the grotesque round penis. This giant mutated ground wasp has a sting that kills. Hammer Demon. This monster wields a giant hammer and attacks from above. Crocodile Worm. Look at this cute little guy. This flying monster attacks by spitting fire forms from its mouth. I like him. Yeah, Gory Goat. This adversary isn't particularly strong, but it's swift, so watch out. You got the Sawfish. This creature has a spine that's as sharp as a saw blade. When it spins around, it is extremely strong. Dark Unicorn. This evil unicorn has the frightful ability to deliver swift flying kicks. You got the Bad Boar. This horrible hog. This horrible hog is smart in defense, making it very difficult to defeat. Bonus points for defeating enemies. Lots of bonus points that you can take there. You can only fight Neff's minions when you are in the Altered Beast phase. So you have to be in an altered state. That's what Sega of America wants you to know. That you can only play this game if you are in an altered state. So there you go. 30 to 50 bad boars. Got it. Helpful hints. Learn which works best to defeat the enemy, punching or kicking. Each enemy has its weak spots and strengths. Don't let the spirit's balls float off screen. If you don't gain the power of the Altered Beast, you'll play with a dreadful handicap. Dreadful. You don't see the word dreadful in most video game writing anymore, do you? To continue, it tells you you have to do a code, it seems like. That's kind of cool. Scorebook, please enter how many bad boars and horrible hogs you've killed before you take out the Mega cartridge for Altered Beast. So that's Altered Beast. Altered State, Altered Beast. Now we're going to read about Dead Angle. This is a shooting game for the Sega Master System, and it's about the Italian-American diaspora, as we'll find out very soon. There's that guy over there. Lots of stuff here that I think would be questionable for the ESRB, but I think it's important to note. One, in terms of their marketing practices and guidelines, the gun is firing, but it is firing away from the screen. It is not directly aimed at anybody, even though you can reasonably assume that he is shooting people with it, but that's okay. This man down here appears to be in a state of anxiety, but again, he does not appear to have been shot. I'm also not totally sure if he's standing on the same level. I thought at first he was lying down, but I think he's just extremely short. That's right. He's firing warning shots saying, I'd rather handle this with words, not gunfights. But we'll see. He's got a cool pinstripe suit. I like that about him. So let's find out a little bit about Italian-American culture in the 1930s. Dead Angle. It's 1931 in New York. The Big Apple. You're George Phoenix, criminal investigator. Does that mean you investigate criminals, or you are an investigator who is a criminal? You've just put the mob's biggest crime lord behind bars for good. Robert King, king of the underground, is no more. Before he went to the slammer, King vowed that he would have revenge on you. But the dirty rat didn't scare you. Yeah, dirty rat. Hey, Flashback 64 is here. Welcome. Thank you for coming. That's right. Listen, Andrew Elmore is pointing out that I did say on stream he's shooting people with it, which is okay. That's true. And I am only speaking in terms of the ESRB marketing guidelines. Do whatever you want. Just make it off screen. That's the logo. I think that's the official phrase. The official motto is do whatever you want. Just make it happen off screen. And it works. As a reward for work well done, you took your favorite girl Jane on a romantic trip to Italy. Mamma mia. Then tragedy struck in the town of Napoli. King's mobsters took Jane. Fuck. I did say it. You rushed after them, guns blazing, but they were too fast. King had escaped. You had too much cannoli and you couldn't run after them. King had escaped from jail. This was his revenge. Now you're tracking them down wherever they may go, no matter how many mobsters you have to ice. Somewhere King is holding your girl and only you can rescue her. As the grenades fly and the roar of Tommy guns fills the air, you've got to wonder, can you save Jane from the big sleep? That's right. Space Astrocat is here asking, I think, a really good question. That it's the implication here is that you've only taken your favorite girl, Jane, on a trip, implying that you might have multiple. Which, you know, the 1930s was a different time for a busy criminal investigator such as this character, whose name I've already forgotten. You lead a busy life. So you took Jane to Napoli. The previous year, you took Bertha to Tahoe. As long as you're taking everybody somewhere, I think it's fine. I think that's how things worked in the 1930s. So, yep. So there you go. It sounds like you're about to do a lot of violence to people on busy city streets. So let's find out. Taking control. You can use your gun, your controller to move the gun sights. Although I thought this was a light gun game. I could be wrong. To start a game of Dead Angle. Dead Angle, by the way, is a great name for a video game. Dead Angle. Dead Angle. If George Phoenix is wounded, he can recover from his injuries by obtaining first aid kits. That's right. You start with just a pistol, but during the course of play, you'll be able to pick up Tommy guns for use for a limited amount of time. I think that's great. You start here in Napa. So the family, the Napoli Enrico family, that might just be the Enrico family, but I prefer that they are the Napoli Enrico family. Oh, there you go. Napoli, New York, Chicago, Boss. You end at the Hugo Boss building. Okay. Round 1, Napoli, Enrico family, the shopping district. Round 2, New York, Salvatore family, the waterfront warehouse. Round 3, New York, Orazio family, a downtown hotel. Round 4, Chicago, Vincento family, downtown. Round 5, also in Chicago, Tommaso family, King's Mansion. And round 6, the big boss, Robert King, the final showdown. I like that this implies here... Yeah, Boston. I like that this implies here that each one of these, so it's a city, and then the family, and then where it's happening. In this last one, it appears that you are maybe going to actually take this battle to the interior of Robert King himself, the big boss. I hope that's the case. All right, you got the viewing the game. Gangsters, gun sight, number of Tommy gun, number of bullets left for the Tommy gun, remaining gangsters, time limit, silhouette of George Phoenix, and life meter. That's kind of cool. I think we might find out about some folks. I don't actually know what is in this manual. First aid kits, got a Tommy gun. The round bosses all work for Robert King. They are nasty and they shoot fast. You'll have to have a quick hand and eye to beat them. These guys are cool. Actually, this was, when I was scanning through this, I didn't know if there was much to read, but I liked how these guys look. The Master System was capable of some very good looking screenshots at the very least. You got round 1, there's Enrico. His stupid pinstripe suit is going to be covered in blood. All these guys are going to end in terrible, terrible deaths. This is a terrible game. Round 2, Salvatore. Round 3, Orazio. Round 4, Vincento, who looks like he's in the midst of doing a kind of a dance. Round 5, Tommaso. And round 6, Robert King. Now, I got to say, I can't tell if this is her, this is Jane's body, or if this is his arm with like a puffy jacket. I'm a little alarmed by what I'm seeing here. All of these, okay, this one is okay for marketing, for paid marketing. There's differences for paid and unpaid marketing when you're advertising a video game. But for paid marketing, this is okay because the gun's pointed away. This one's okay too because he's just sort of running. He has the gun. It looks like he's giving a thumbs up. This guy right here, absolutely not. You cannot have the gun pointed at the screen like that. Vincento, no problem. They don't say anything about interpretive dance. Round 5, Tommaso, you can't do that. And round 6, can't have a gun pointed directly at someone's head like this. So we're going to have to make some changes. I'm going to send this back to the team at Sega of America to make it appropriate for general audiences. Helpful hints, always shoot the first aid kits when they appear. You need them to sustain your life. You won't finish the game without them. Machine guns are more effective against the round bosses. but not the square ones. The gangsters shoot when running and when rolling over. Stay calm and get a lead on them with your gun sight. Then you can. When you can. When you can. There are enemies on all floors of the buildings and warehouses. When the number of enemies does not reach 0 and you don't see any, go hunting on the upper floors. When you fight Robert King, be sure not to shoot Jane. That's true. If you own a Sega Rapid Fire unit, try it with this game. And then you can put down here how many Italian Americans you have assaulted in the game. So congratulations. Thank you to Sega of America in 1990. 1990. If you have any questions, you can reach out to their office in South San Francisco, the industrial city. As it says when you can see it from the airplane when you're landing at SFO. South San Francisco, the industrial city, which is an exciting name for a city. Let's read about Ghost House. I have Ghost House on the Sega Master System. It's like a little card to try to find the hidden treasure in this spooky romp through Count Dracula's haunted house. Got some cool bats. How's everybody doing? I am cruising. I'm sort of half awake. This is the game looks like. You got your score player in action, power meter round, Nick, Death. I think the guy Death. Okay, yep. Stairs to basement, fire blower. Lots of cool stuff in there. Oh, that's cool. Andrew Elmore, Ghost House is one of the first cool Master System games I ever heard about. This is the first game I owned for a Master System, but I this is like I got a Master System in the late 90s. So not peak Master System time. But I did get this game for it. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. Oh, wait. Give me 1 second. Check it out. Here's Ghost House. Ghost House for real. Let's look at the back of the box. You're Mick, and the good news is that your grandfather just told you that you're about to inherit the family jewels. A flashy collection of diamonds, rubies, sapphires, even opals. All yours. The bad news is that they're hidden inside Count Dracula's mansion. They have been for years. Okay. First, you have to wipe out the bats, Dracula's, plural, and eventually their annoying henchmen. Then you have to find the hidden keys and passageways that should lead you to your family's long-lost treasure. Ghoul luck. You'll need it. Ghoul luck, Andrew. I don't have the manual in here, unfortunately, but I do have the card. Just cool. Ghost House, some bats. Sega. I love it. It's cool that the Sega card space doesn't really fit. It just sort of falls out. So there you go. Bring back cards this size. Like the Switch games are good. I like that we get little cards, but they're so little. I want them a little bit bigger, like big and thin like that. Long and thin. That's the way they love them. All right. Just like that low-level zombie that explodes when you touch him. What's happening? You're about to inherit the family jewels if you can get to them, that is. I hope I didn't spoil the whole manual by reading the back of the box. They're hidden somewhere inside Count Dracula's mansion, which wouldn't be such a big deal if Dracula's, bats, fire blowers, mummies, and other deadly weirdos weren't hiding there too. You'll have to ward off or destroy everything that gets in your way, no matter how grotesque it appears. Plus, you'll have to keep punching to find the secret key that opens Count Dracula's coffin and captures the 5 precious stones, all before you run out of power. Say it with me. Ghoul luck. You're gonna need it. We got Who's Who over here. We got Mick. You're Mick. The normal looking guy in the blue shirt. I'm looking at his ear. Doesn't look too normal to me. And everyone else, or should we say everything else, is out to get you. Hi, Mick. Yes, it is the Star Fox 64 voice. Good luck. Good luck. Dracula. There's 5 Draculas in all. 4 of them are dummies. Ah, that's why. But each one has a precious stone and must be destroyed. Mick has a single-minded focus, and it is on killing the 5 Draculas. Inside of us are 5 Draculas. There's the Darrow Bat, Holy moly, the fire blower. These guys are cool. There's the Darrow Bat, a crazy baseball bat who went wrong somewhere along the line. Plus, you'll meet a fire blower and a gruesome mummy. Attack them all by punching. Yeah, the fire blower is cool. I would get this. I don't have a tattoo. I would maybe get the fire blower as a tattoo. Attack them all by punching. Watch the red sparks when you destroy, the yellow sparks when you fail. Except the fire blower, you'll have to jump over his head and attack him with your knife. Otherwise, you'll get scorched and lose precious energy. What's that? Oh, what's what? What's that? Crazy monsters aren't the only thing you have to look out for. That would make it too easy. Here's a few more dangers lurking in the ghost house. Flying knives and arrows, crawl under them. Hidden traps, crawl around them. Spider's web, quickly move left and right. Pit, jump over or go around. Blazing fire, in basement. Take a life-saving leap. Blazing fire, in basement. This reminds me, going around and under things. There's a song that got really popular in my household with the kids called "Looking for Dracula," and it's all about trying to make it to Dracula's castle while climbing around moats and all that. And that's what I'm hearing. Looking for Dracula, but I'm not afraid. This is something that maybe it was only a big deal in like a very specific set of households like 2 or 3 years ago. In the pandemic, at the peak of the pandemic, we listened to a lot of the same songs and a lot of the same shows we watched over and over again. So maybe this is just a me thing. It's all like Lulu Kids and Coco Melon and Looking for Dracula. Looking for Dracula does sound like a 90s Oscar bait drama. It's true. The Dracula who loved. So you get some keys. You can't let anyone or anything detour you from the key you'll need to open the coffin. Taking control. Really good underrated thing to say in a manual though is take control, taking control. I think that's cool and clever. Movement control. I don't know what this is telling me. Okay, so this is a very confusing page. You get down here. Just read it on your own. Oops, try again. That's when you die. Know the score. Death, Darrow Bat, Mummy, Fire Blower, Dracula, Treasure. You get lots of points for all those sorts of things. I think it's important. When you're in the vicinity of the spider's web, don't jump. You could fly right into it. Keep your eye on the power meter, and don't try to open Dracula's coffin if you're getting low. Try to make every punch count. Don't waste energy hitting at air. And then you can write down how many Draculas you've killed. This is actually pretty good. Don't expose. This is much like Dracula. Don't expose to direct sunlight your mega cartridge or temperature source. So be very careful. Also, just like with Dracula, when dirty, carefully wipe only with a soft cloth dipped in soapy water. And then put it in its case. In his case, the coffin. Put this game in its coffin. And now... But I'm not coughing. I feel pretty good. A little congested. Let's go to our last manual. Time Soldiers. I've never heard of this game before. I hope it's good. I hope the manual's good. I don't know. Who knows and who cares? We're here, aren't we? Time Soldiers. It looks cool. Hard to argue with. I think that the main guy up here is aiming in the wrong direction, away from the tank and the Tyrannosaurus Rex, but we'll see what the story is. Maybe there's more danger on the other side. Fight your way through the horrors of the past and future to rescue your friends and save the world in this fantastic voyage through time from Sega. Survival is of the fittest in the primitive age. Face the brutality of the Roman Empire. Then enter the fierce battles of World War II through the razor-sharp steel of Japan's feudal era, and finally into the unknown dangers of the future. It's just brain rot on TikTok. Survive them all, and you go through all those things, and the final test is whether or not you can deal with the YouTube algorithm so it doesn't red pill you. Survive them all and face the powers of Gailand, the fearsome enemy you must destroy. The dangers of the future. Time Soldiers. Here's Johann and Ben. It began when Gailand, the terrifying conqueror of galactic space, turned his might towards Earth. Johann, Ben, and 5 of the Earth command troopers, all Draculas, fought to penetrate the invader's stronghold and discover the source of his power. But before they could destroy it, Gailand discovered them. A sinister smile crossed his face, and with a blink, the 5 troopers were instantly turned into gleaming red energy balls and flung into the endless void of time. Only Johann and Ben remained to hear Guyland's mocking voice offer them one slim chance for victory. You have done well to come this far, but can you survive the challenges of time? This is Robert Goulet. Find your friends, rescue them. Robert Goulet, and you shall have earned your right to face me, to battle for the ownership of the world. Now go! You must guide Johann and Ben through the past and future to rescue their friends. Survive, and you'll face the final battle with evil Guyland. You'll have skill. You have the skill, the weaponry. Win, and the world will be free. Fail, and the future will be no more. Starting to think that in 2025, Johann and Ben did not succeed. You got this. D-pad 1 moves Johann in 8 directions. D-pad 2 moves Ben in 8 directions. Very nice. The object is to rescue the 5 troopers who were sent flying into the past and future time zones. I like past and future time zones. Like they went from Pacific to the future over in New York City, and in the past all the way over in Hawaii. Game end. If Johann or Ben are touched or hit by the enemy, they'll go down. When they've been hit 3 times, the game is over. Pretty cool. It seems like you can play these things together. That's exciting. The battling eras: Primitive Era, Ancient Roman Era, Medieval Japan, World War II Era, Future World Era, Guyland's World. I love going to Guyland's World. Continue the game, score screen, fighting. Yep, looks like a cool game, but I'm not going to read all that. Thank you. Time tunnels and rescuing. That's cool. By killing one of the middle bosses in a given block, a time tunnel will appear. I love that. Items. Get a tri-shot. I'm just here for the icons. Tri-shot, missile, energy gun. You got speed up, you got power up, you got warp. Okay, so as a quick aside, like obviously, I think we're probably all in alignment about what we believe when it comes to generative AI, and I guess I'll just stake my claim here on the show, speaking on behalf of the show. That I think using generative AI for stuff is crappy. I think it sucks. I think it's bad for the environment. And I would suggest folks don't do it in their private life or certainly not for work. But the idea that in a creative industry, such as, let's say, the gaming industry, people need to use generative AI to speed up their processes or make more stuff or not be left behind is a joke, because this industry didn't get to where it is in terms of all the amazing creative stuff that's come out because people were pushing for faster iteration. It came about because people put their whole hearts and souls into it and came up with cool stuff. I've heard some people say, oh, I'll just use generative AI to iterate on some icon ideas. But guess what they didn't have when they made this game and this manual? Generative AI. They just had to come up with stuff that looked cool. This speed up ball. Would generative AI come up with it? Maybe if it stole it from this manual, but I don't think so. Power up looks cool. All this stuff looks neat. It all looks unique. It all looks like it's for this game specifically. And that's all I have to say about that. Don't use it. It's dumb, and I think generally it makes people look dumb. So that's where I'm at. So we're talking about generative AI. That's right. Andrew Elmore came back. Broke era tops. That's right. When the economy collapses, we'll all be in our broke era. Just a question of whether you're broke era top or a broke era bottom. You got the cryptogram right over here. Yep. So that's cool. You can log into your Coinbase account. These are all enemy characters, so keep that in mind. The Pertusaur. I'm not sure why these have weird names, but I'll take it. ByteCon, Big Broke Era, middle boss. You got Aruma, the middle boss. Aruma, Jamaica, Ankylosaurus, and Tyrannosaurus. The Tyrannosaurus is so cool. Tyrannosaurus is just a big belly boy. Ancient Roman era, Bowman, Pharantus, Roman Ghost. This guy's had a rough go of it. This guy's had a real rough go. The Roman Ghost. Anubis. Not Roman, but thank you. I appreciate that. You got the Roman Swordsman. You got Medusa. You got the Trineck Dragon and the Minotaur. So maybe the Roman era is just sort of a stand-in for everything from like 3000 BC to 1000 AD, I guess. This game does look kind of amazing, Space Astro Cat. The Tyrannosaurus does look like a T-Rex, but one parent was a pair. You're exactly right. A parent. Apparently, I'm still into Broceratops. You got medieval Japan, fire-throwing soldier, Kappa, river monster, Piper monk. Yeah, the Roman era is awfully Greek in here. You got a ninja, of course. You got a middle boss samurai. You got a Tengu, who's a long-nosed man, of course. Dark monk, middle boss. He looks pretty cool. And a Kabuki, who looks real self-satisfied over here. Let's knock some sense into that guy. World War II area, wild geese. I'm not sure if that's a military saying that I'm not familiar with. Private. You've got a military, an MIL-29 middle boss. You've got Ratto Willis. What's up, Ratto? You got a T-87. That's cool. I had a T-83 in high school for my calculator, but I guess back then they used tanks instead. You've got a Hander middle boss. Sometimes you gotta hander it to him. Here's a large tank. Ratto Willis, it doesn't say. It just says it's the entire concept. It doesn't say whether Ratto Willis is the gunner or the driver. It's the idea of a person using a truck, I guess. Yeah, or maybe it's Ratto and Willis. The future world era, disco fighter, if only. Spark shooter, A-line, Manrasu, Nike, and Gorugo. He's pretty scary. And then Guyland stage, Ridderu and Gorondo D. I love Gorondo D. And Guyland the Conqueror. Oh, he's kind of scary looking. He's got worms coming out of his body. Why is my computer's energy saver on? What is going on? Oh, I've forgotten to plug in my computer. This is going to end really badly. Hold on. Oh, God. I fixed it. Oh, no. Are you still there? Guyland is siphoning my juice. That's right. He has taken away everything that I have. This is exciting. Okay, we got it. I think I'm back on. Okay. Oh, no. I think my computer's having a meltdown. Okay. Helpful hints. Learn the speed of the enemy shots in relationship to your movements. You can run away from many difficult situations. That is good life advice. You need special weapons to defeat the boss. They are acquired by defeating the lesser enemies and taking their weapons. Beware, the strengths of the bosses are not the same. Use the special weapons carefully. Among the special... Guyland is ChatGPT. Among the special weapons are those which work differently according to the situation. Learn their special powers and use them effectively. Remember which block's tunnel corresponds with which time era. Don't get lost in the maze of the era. You want to rescue your friends, not become lost yourself. You must enter the time tunnel to leave the current era you're in and advance. I'm more confused now after reading those hints than I was before, but I appreciate it. So yeah, those are the manuals that I had slotted for this episode. I don't know. I'm like in a, I guess we'll call it a creative rut this week. Not feeling super excited about. I'm excited is not the right word. Just not feeling super up for the challenge of thinking of stuff. But these manuals have helped me out quite a bit. Let's take a look at. Just like this is a Japanese one, so you won't be able to read it. But what do you think Woody Pop looks like? Woody Pop's gonna be cool. The Sega My card. Yeah, let's just take a look at it. For whatever reason, the Japanese Master System games all seem to have this red manual look, and I kind of dig it. Let's see if there's any good pictures. This is a really abstract drawing of the controller. Did they just have one? I don't understand this one. Woody Pop! Let's see. Ah. Okay, some cool stuff. Classic video game skull. Let's see. Oh, here we go. These poor souls. They're kind of scary, honestly. Train, cool train. I like the train. This rabbit, I don't like him. One, he's not wearing pants. And he just looks like a Republican. So we got that. Don't do these things to your Sega My Card, guys. Don't bend it. Don't put it on the sun from Mario 3. Don't put it in a campfire. Don't spill your apple cider on it. Don't hit it with the hammer. Don't you dare threaten it with a sharp knife. And do not poison it. These are the things you don't do to your Sega My Card. Everything else is fair game. You bought it, but don't do those things. Scorebook. Joytel, you can call these phone numbers if you're in Japan. Presumably it's kind of expensive if you're not in Japan, but you can buy and play that game on your Sega My Card and your Sega Mark III system. That's it, I guess. Teddy Boy. Let's look at Teddy Boy. Nobody has to stay around for Teddy Boy, but I want to take a look at Teddy Boy. It's a video dream or nightmare, depending on how well you're doing. Is this a grenade? Is it a, like, poop? What's happening? It seems like a bunch of creepy monsters are trying to play tricks on you. It's because they are. There's 7 different species of these guys, and they've got you trapped in this mysterious maze that looks like it goes on forever. But once you scroll up and down, you'll quickly see that it's all an illusion. The good part is that you're armed with a special micro gun. The bad part is that it doesn't really stop these guys. It just makes them smaller. And once they've been miniaturized, you've got to make bodily contact with them to get rid of them for good. Your Teddy Boy, the normal-looking guy in the blue shirt. This is going on. This is like a theme. This is a theme in Master System games. Your Teddy Boy, just like Mick, the normal-looking guy in the blue shirt, and everyone else, or should we say everything else, is out to get you. There's 7 monsters in all. They live in the dice. The dots on the dice tell you how many monsters are inside it, and the dice appears when all the monsters come out of it. Dice disappears. What is going on with this? Each monster becomes miniaturized when you hit it with your microgun. It's then that you can destroy it by contacting it. You have to give it a phone call or send an email. But if you wait too long, it'll turn into an eyeball bug, which will take bites out of the timer. Here's who's who in the world of Teddy Boy. This is one of those manuals where every sentence gets me further away from understanding what this game is all about. Blue masked monsters. They look kind of like humans and they move kind of like humans, but they're not. Darman. He tips, he tumbles, and tries to trap you as he flies through the air. Oshishi. He's a distant cousin to that king of the jungle, the lion. And he acts like it, too. Alright, Oshishi's a real dick. Den-Den, protected by its snail-like shell, the Den-Den pulls in its head when hit. I like Den-Den. Ooh, these guys cool. Imorin. It creeps, and it crawls, and appears oh so innocent, until it falls on you. You got a Pion. Wow, this is a real abstract-looking character. Like a flea, the Pion moves so fast you have to be sharp to see it, and even sharper to hit it. And then you got the Slow Mover. I like this guy a lot. Slow Mover. He may be slow, but he's persistent. He takes at least 8 shots to destroy. It takes at least 8 shots to destroy this lethargic bug. Nevertheless, he persisted. Menacing monsters aren't the only things you have to be aware of in this dangerous dream. There are other inanimate objects that, when used correctly, can actually become assets. You got loaded dice. They're loaded, all right. It was with sour cream and guacamole and cheese and beans. With monsters, okay. The number of they're loaded all right with monsters. The number of dots on each dice, tells you how many monsters are inside. Eyeball bugs. This is what happens to monsters you've shot but not contacted. They turn into eyeball bugs and munch on your timer. You get destructible blocks, disappearing walls, taking control. Kind of, again, very abstract over here, no picture. Oops, try again. That's what happens when you die. Know the score. Beer. Whoa, okay. Bonus point. When you shoot dice, you may uncover a special surprise. Special surprises are worth these extra points. Cigarettes, 400 points. Cigarettes 2 times in a row. Beer 2 times in a row. Blue sneakers, red sneakers, toy bear, toy monster. Beer and cigarettes. Now we're talking. Very cool stuff. Remember, your microgun is a very powerful weapon, but it takes skill to use it. So try to anticipate the monster's movements to make your shots as accurate as possible. Never jump down on a monster. It's a waste of life. Yours. There's a certain operation you can perform before starting the game that will give you 3 advantageous selections. Use it. I don't know. You have to have had a couple of cigarettes and beers before you can figure out what that is. But before you have too many beers and too many cigarettes, be careful not to stick anything on the Sega card. Please put it in its case. So, yeah, there you go. We're learning a lot about, I guess just humanity today with these manuals. Tag yourself. I like Imorian, but I think Slow Mover's pretty cool too. Yeah, we need the cigarette-flavored beer and the beer-flavored cigarettes. They should make a new gacha, like a line, like gachapon toy line in Japan, and it's just items from the world of Teddy Boy, and it's just cigarettes and beer. That's what I think we should do. Den getting absolutely wasted before he shows up in his game. I thought I had more coffee in this cup, but I don't have any more coffee. So I think maybe let's just go ahead and call it there. Thanks for hanging. Not my finest hour, but I hope that you had a fine time during this hour. Fine Time, name of a good podcast. Other good podcasts: Flashback 64, Pixels and Polygons, Kirby Conversations, the Association Simulation that I am co-hosting with Darren Hupke. Lots of good shows, all on the Soundstone Network, and this is gimmick infringement. And those 4 shows are on the Soundstone Network. Fine Time is not, but friend of the network. I don't know what I'm talking about. This doesn't mean anything if you aren't like pretty like deep in on I guess like a pretty small just a cool group of folks chat. So just know I'm talking about cool Silent Discographer with Andrew Elmore is a great show as well. So we've got some good shows to listen to. I'll do a better job pitching these things next time, but these are all cool shows by cool people that I personally really like and enjoy. I also personally really like and enjoy everybody who came to join and hang out. Thank you so much for chatting, and I will do a better job next time, but not next week because I'll be gone. So I'm not going to do a better job next time. I have to wait 2 weeks before I redeem myself for this episode. In the meantime, have a great one. Thank you. Goodbye, friends.